Check it out. Check it out. So Disney gives out these like motion medals that move in here and kind of have like a scene, and they have like these like themes for their runs, and that's what I got. This is for, oh yeah, okay. Half marathon just completed on Sunday. And I'm going to talk about how I did, how I felt, what happened, and give you a quick summary of the whole experience. Leading up to the weekend, training had been going very well. We had been doing our long runs on Sundays. I squeezed in a run on Tuesday, which was either a Peloton class or like a 30-ish minute run, or I would bike to the gym and run home. As we kind of got into October and November, it got a little cooler. So those outdoor runs I was being a little bit lazy. Plus, we put our bikes away. So it was, I didn't do any outdoor riding. Thursdays, we've been doing hill runs over the last month, which helped in the Grizzly Ultra. And leading up to this weekend, we just hadn't been doing anything. So I would do another class, like a 45-minute class in the Peloton. Bottom line is, though, leading into the weekend, I was super happy with how my training had been going. We had done a 16K 2 weeks ago. I had done an 18K a week and a half ago, and it actually ended up being about like 18.4K. And that took me, I went myself. It was a little cool out, but sunny and nice. It took me about 2 hours 13 to do 18.4K. So I was happy with that. I did a little practice with regards to nutrition during the run, how my electrolyte drinks went and all that kind of thing. And I had planned not to bring anything with me. No bag, no water, just take on water at the water stations during the race. So that was really good. Now, leading up to the weekend, the plan was this. I was going to fly into Orlando Thursday. We were going to do a couple, go to a park, do some rides, have dinner, all that kind of thing. Friday was going to be another park day, walk around, cut out early, go pick up my race package, which involved that a shirt. Hang on. Oh shit, it's in the dryer. Fuck. So I got a new shirt. Hang on. All right, I went and got it. It's kind of damp still. So it's still themed like the medal. These are decent shirts, actually. Decent long sleeve, like kind of dry fit. Anyway, so that's that. Back to continuing the drying. So we were talking about Friday. Picked up my race package, which involved that shirt, my bib, which I don't know what I did with it. Maybe I chucked it. And ticket to an after party. Walking towards the end of Friday, I'm walking and my foot started hurting. It was like just the bottom of my foot. It was like a hot spot, or like, something with my callus or something like that. So I was like, I kept walking and kind of favoring it, and I was limping, and it was just like, nah, it can't be. It's just like something in there, the sock folded over or something, right? Get to our room, took my sock off, took my shoe off. I had like a thumb-shaped blister right on the base of my pad of my foot. Literally right where that pug's face is, right there. And it was like, oh no. 3.5 years of like running and training and all this, and not an issue with my feet. I go to Disney World. I only brought 2 pairs of shoes. One pair, which I've loved walking around in during the parks all day long, super comfortable, my Ultra Escalantes. And I think it was just like a combination of being in my shoes all day, socks and shoes all day. And just like they were sweaty, and I guess it's just how maybe they weren't tied tight enough, and it just kind of like caused a little rubbing at the bottom of the shoe. And it developed this like pocket blister full of fluid, and I couldn't put any weight on it. And I was like, what the fuck now? What the fuck now? Because Sunday was the run. And Saturday, the plan was still to go around the parks, walking on that fucking fat blister. So, Friday night, decided to just go to sleep and see what happened in the morning. Well, nothing happened. I woke up and it was still as fat as ever. And I couldn't walk. I couldn't like put pressure on it. It just hurt too much. So I'm in the bathroom deciding what to do. I'm thinking, I gotta pop this thing. Like normally, I think the advice is not to pop it. And just kind of like let the fluid in there kind of dissipate, and then the skin will just slough off. But I couldn't put any pressure on it. Like, what am I gonna do? You know, so what I did was I searched around in Shannon's, her toiletries bag, found some like nail, whatever, like shit to maintain your nails and cuticles and whatnot. And I disinfected the blades here. So if this was my foot, the pad was here, and what I did was I like snuck it on the edge and just kind of like put it inside there and just drain the fluid out. I mean, it didn't hurt, but so now I have this toonie-sized, thumb-sized, like section of right on my top, like my foot pad, with a hole in the top. I wanted to put it up there versus down at the bottom, just for like pressure of walking and running on it. So I had no idea. I'm not a blister expert, but so drained it. I'm like pressing out all the fluid off of it. And Shannon had some blister bandages. So this is a good advert for blister bandages. I can't find the ones that we used. They were from Band-Aid, but they're just like these guys with like a, I don't know if it's a medicated little pad in there, but the whole Band-Aid is just kind of like latex or something like that. Is it latex? Don't know. However, but you put it on there. You then make sure everything's dry, put it on there, slick a sock on there so it doesn't slide off anywhere. And I was able to actually put some pressure on my foot. And as I kind of moved, it was fine. I would say, like with the full blister on, it was like quite painful, like very, very painful. maybe like an 8 or 9 out of 10 painful to walk. And with this bandage on, it was a 3 out of 10. So what happened was I put that on Saturday, walked around the parks, and not with the shoes I had on. I actually had to start racing my second pair, or walking with my second pair, which was my race shoes. So I only had one pair left because I chucked those ones. Like, sorry shoes, but you're done. And so I'm in my racing running shoes for the rest of my trip. So the Saturday walked around, it was like 3 out of 10 pain. Towards the end of the night, I could feel like it's almost as if the bandage itself kind of like slid itself into my toes. And that's just what it felt like. It was just like something was bunched up under there. And you know what? Thinking back, I probably should have stopped middle of the day, removed it, garbaged it, dried my feet, put on, maybe, I should have brought another pair of socks. Fucking stupid. Anyways, so I was carrying a bag. Why not carry a second pair of socks? And replace the bandage with something new. That's what I should have done. Thinking back. So anyways, that bandage worked really good, for about a few hours. So I was thinking, okay, the run is going to be fine. I'm going to kind of look at the blister tonight. Like, this was Saturday night. Look at the blister tonight. Sleep. Unbandaged. I didn't bring any, like, polysporin or anything like that to put on there. The Disney store pharmacy, whatever that is, had kind of like some pills and stuff, but it did not have that. So I just slept with it, and I was hoping that on Sunday morning, things would just be kind of like a little bit better. Now, so Sunday morning rolls around, I look at my feet, yeah, it's kind of the same, maybe a little better. The thing was kind of flat. Nothing was like, no juice was building up in there. Pressure pain was kind of still there because it's still rawish. Cleaned it, put the bandage on, and made it, we put the sock on and went for the race. And overall, totally fun race. We were up at 2:45 a.m., which was, just a few days from mountain time, which was actually 12:45 up. Oh, fuck, man. That's early. Had to catch a bus. 3:20, we were out there to catch the bus. Drive over to the race start. Walk like 2 kilometers to the start. Stage, which takes... we started around 5:35 a.m. and we were there at 3:35. 2 hours of just standing around with like 20,000 people. Ugh. No warm-up, like zero fucking warm-up, none. So you're standing there like bunched up with people for 2 hours. Like I could almost like bend over, maybe do some like jumps and like, just kind of like testing the calves out. Maybe lifting my knees up to kind of get my hips a little bit warmed up. Maybe like some butt kickers, but other than that, man, there's like zero warm-up, zero prep, which is, we're going into a 21K run. So, and the race begins and we're going. And this was not for a PR run. I wasn't trying hard. Turned out that so I was with my wife Shannon, her sister Kathy was with us, and she was feeling sick. So I am like, okay, well let's just run together. Like, what's the big deal? What is the big deal? There was a lot of walk-run intervals, which is. It was good. Like I said, coming into the weekend, I was trained for it. So for the most part, 95+% of the run, I was quite comfortable. It was way less humid than last year, so I wasn't sweating. I wasn't like soaked through, so things were good. I myself was very comfortable. I constantly monitored that my foot, my bandage, and it was there. Running was fine. It's actually really fine. The walking part, as you kind of like, you know, when you're walking, you're like heel striking, and as my foot hit the ground this way, it felt like the bandage was kind of like sliding. So every time we walked, it sucked. I was like, oh shit, I hope the walking wasn't forcing it up. And the running was fine because it just kept staying flat on there. The walking though was like, oh boy. At around the, and yeah, Kathy was legit sick. I didn't really keep asking. We just kind of went with her pace and she kind of kept up, so it was good. But from my point of view, I've never done a race where I had to puke. Oh my god, fuck that. Oh shit, I don't know if I would have done it. So kudos to her on that. Kudos to her on that. So at about the same point last year, maybe about the 17, 18K mark, oh, my calves were telling me, thank you for going at this pace, because every walk break was nice. Every restart break sucked. If you've done a race like that, the restart sucks so much. And then once you kind of get in the motion of the strides for the, you know, first few kind of 20 to 50 meters, it's like, okay, now I'm comfortable. Now we're in the zone. We just keep moving. There was so many people, and there was like lots of spots where it kind of like narrowed onto like a sidewalk where you have like 15,000 people like squeezed into a thing. So it's like running fast or even running at a steady pace was hard to do, and you're kind of like dodging people and all this kind of thing. But overall, we got it done, and it was fun. It was really fun. But you know what? It coming up to the end, it's like, oh my god, thank God I'm done. Oh. And it did turn out that my bandage on my foot had like migrated into my toes, into my spaces of my toes, and you know, the middle of the band-aid isn't sticky, but the outside of the bandage is sticky. The sticky part got onto the broken, like, ripped skin, and pulling it off, oh fuck, that hurt. It was like stuck on there, so it was like all gummy and gluey and all that. All that. So, that's the culmination of this training cycle. This week, well, we're getting ready for another half marathon in January for the Disneyland half marathon. It is the first one they've had for, I think 6 or 7 years. So I think they're starting those back up. Disneyland had some issues with the city of Anaheim and like blocking their roads off and all that kind of stuff for few years, and then 2020 was around, so they canceled that, and now it's finally making its way back. So Disneyland half is coming back up. So that is going to be another, so we're in November, December, it hasn't snowed here. We're in Edmonton, Alberta, and it hasn't snowed here. It's November 8th. So like running outside is gonna be happening. Toque on, of course. Gloves on, of course. You know, but it's gonna be good. Isn't that always the case? Sometimes though, like Murphy's Law, like whatever might happen is gonna happen. So a good idea is to experiment with things prior to the actual event. Also known as the foot care. So should I maybe try a couple blister bandages on just to kind of see how they work? Part 2 is like nutrition. How do you fuel yourself? Hydration, all that kind of stuff. Same with clothes. You know, I should probably put together a video regarding like upper body clothes is not a big deal. Like, so you have like a t-shirt, you got some long sleeve and all that kind of thing. That is normal for most people. although I can't speak regarding bras. Shannon has indicated that she does get chafing under the bra strap, or, you know, where the bra kind of hugs your body. For men, securing your boys is something that it's not really talked about. Is not really talked about. And I'm not going to talk about it here, but I do have a special, it's not a system, but I do, it involves many layers of compression shorts in order to tuck things so there's no bouncing, no sliding, no chafing, because you don't want any chafing. That's the worst. You don't want your balls to be like all over the place. So that is, and you don't want to be thinking about it. You just want to be running, right? You want to worry about where you're stepping, how your stride looks, breathing, and your mental aspects of this stuff. Not like where things are going. And you don't want to be adjusting mid-run and all that kind of stuff. So at some point in the future, I will talk about what I use to secure things. Let's just put it that way. Thank you guys for watching this video. It was fun putting it together. I'm looking forward to making a new one regarding training and prep for January's run. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you